What's going on, everyone? Welcome to round two. We're here versus House of Mana. I think they're playing Tron. They're playing 61 card Tron. So let's see how it goes. This is going to be sketchy without our um, Sagero, but Mancer is an important part of that. So let's do it. We've been talking about the PTQ with this person for a while and trying to determine what like good strategies are and stuff. So hopefully they don't wreck me. Drifter Ephemerate is coming up. That's good. Opponent has Tron. Most likely has turn 3 Tron. Double Drifter Fem. So Ephemerate is going to be how we're going to win this match, by locking them out of the game. They go for Bonder's Ornament. I don't think I can afford to just waste my Mole Drifter. It's unfortunate. Let's see what they do. They didn't have Natural Tron, so they're probably wondering if I have a counterspell for crop rotation or something. Little do they know, I do not. Another ornament. Four cards in hand. I think the likelihood of them having Pyroblast right now is low. Oh, interesting. I think I'm just going to play out the Sunscape. Bummer. So they have Prohibit. They're down to 3 cards. They don't have Tron yet. Next turn I'm going to Drifter Ephemerate. They're doing a lot of heavy thinking. Alright, they have Tron now. They Drifter. They Bog me. It's kind of not that big of a deal. So, this is interesting. I can play Familiar, then I can actually snap the Mole Drifter and then Drifter Ephemerate my own Mole Drifter. So they have to replay it, but I'll be up on cards. And now I got a Prohibit, which is good. Oh, I almost didn't cast that. Ooh, or play out my land. That's very important. I'm going to hold up the Ephemerate, Prohibit, and Last Breath. I go for Impulse. I think I will counter the Impulse. I know they have Mole Drifter in hand. I have Ephemerate to manage whatever removal spell they play. They're going to replay. They're going to cast a Braid on Familiar, so I'll Ephemerate. Make them have the counter. If they don't, I get to draw 4 cards. They have Unwind. No, they're looking for one. Okay. So at this point, if they do play a counter that's not Unwind, they cannot replay Mole Drifter, and then I get to Ephemerate the Mole Drifter at least once. And player K-Mancer, get back Ephemerate, get back Prohibit. Sweet, they didn't find a counter. So they're going to have to play Mole Drifter here. They play wall, get back, I don't know, prohibit. I think so. We're probably going to draw lands here. That's close. All right, so I know I want to play Archaeomancer to get Ephemerate to get Prohibit. I could just Archaeomancer, get, yeah. It kind of sucks because we're stuck on mana a little bit right now. I think I'm going to Archaeomancer, get back Ephemerate, and then just relax for a minute. I'll discard one of these lands, because I want them to try to flicker the wall, and I can just murder it. I just need to like hold up open mana. Okay, lay on the beats. So this Archaeomancer can get back, I don't know, Prohibit or Snap. Counters the Ephemerate. Okay. This one's going to get back Flicker. So they've used 2 of their counter spells. I think they have 3 or 4. They're going to evoke a Drifter. Find a land. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Flicker. Oh, there's a Drifter. Four cards in hand, 5. They have 6 mana. No, 5 mana and 4 cards in hand. If I untap, I should be able to have the game locked up. Because I don't have to snap the wall, I can just last breath it. Okay, Mortuary Mire is not doing very much right now. Wonder. See if I can see deeper. I'll take the island. Play the island. And then I will Ephemerate to get back. Well, I guess I don't have to Ephemerate just yet. Preordain and put these things on the bottom. Faithful isn't maybe important if they're going to Rolling Thunder me to death. So now if they activate Ornament, I will Ephemerate to get back Prohibit, I think. They didn't activate it. Teachings, okay. So they can double Teachings here. They have 3 blue sources, 3 rainbow sources. Worth noting I have the Meyer so that I can actually get stuff back. Goes for an unwind. My Sunscape. Now my Flicker costs 1. So now I assume they're going to flashback teachings, and then I'm going to do some stuff. So they're going to flashback teachings, and then I'll go for, I guess, ephemerate, and then they'll counter the ephemerate, and then I'll flicker this guy to get the other ephemerate. It's going to get confusing. Kind of assume that they're going to try to get Cannonade here. So if that happens, I will flicker here to get back Snap, snap my Muldrifter, and prohibit the Cannonade. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. They're drawing a card, Desperation. Counter that. So I stopped their chain. They still have a Muldrifter and 5, 6, 7 mana. Okay, cool, we got there. Now these Faithfuls can come out. Nature's Chant's going to come in to blow up their ornaments. All these counters are going to come in. I'm going to get rid of 1 Snap. Definitely need the 2 counters for their creatures. Echoing Truth is also for the ornaments. Prohibit is potentially upgradable to a Hydroblast to deal with something like Rolling Thunder, but I have 5 ways to deal with Rolling Thunder. I know they're going to be bringing in lots of Pyroblasts, so what should I do? Normally I'll just leave these 2 Prohibits. I think that's probably good because the Prohibit can counter, a Prism or something. It's very good against Tron to have kind of more counters than they do. That burning them out of their teachings and their counters made it so that they had to draw naturally off the top of their deck. So they were kind of pinched on, should I play a Muldrifter or should I try to do something else? I think this is good. I have a negate for the ornament, and then we have Drifter Ephemerate. Just get out some islands. I do have a bit more mana than I wanted, but what are you going to do? Even more lands. So now it's very important that the Muldrifter resolves. Let's negate that, take them off of card draw. They'll probably have to Pyro it. And if they do Pyro, I think I will just evoke the Drifter. Let's see what I draw. Familiar. Okay, prohibits that. And then let's see what we can do. We do have Drifter FM. They have 3 cards in hand. It looks like they want to draw off the Bonder's Ornament to me, but they could also have Teachings in hand. If they have Teachings in hand, Drifter FM is going to be problematic. So let's just Mortuary Mire back the Sunscape. If they cast the Teachings, I would like to counter it, I think. Okay, so they were just going for the ornament draw. Take them off of Teachings for a turn, so they have to Teachings for Teachings to keep the chain going. Gets rid of some negates. Okie dokie. I'll play Sunscape Familiar and then see what they do. That might have been the turn I was supposed to play out the Muldrifter, but I think I can just evoke it here. Make them do something. Pyroblast, that makes it... Do they still have enough mana to Teachings? If they do, I'm in a big... Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so now I'm probably going to lose. So Teachings for Teachings, that means they can get a counterspell for whatever I draw, which means I need to draw into a Deep Analysis. Or I'm pretty hosed. I guess at least I can put the Muldrifter back on top. Alright. I feel kind of behind now. I don't know what they have in their hand. They have Teachings and 2 unknowns. So yeah, I couldn't have Drifter or Ephemerated there because of the Pyroblast anyway. So maybe I shouldn't have gotten back to Familiar right away and tried to have another live draw in my deck. Yeah, no, I think I'm dead. Okay, so they're gonna flicker the Bajuka Bog just to get rid of my Muldrifter, which was definitely a mistake. Because they could have just Teachings for Pyroblast to kill my Muldrifter. But that is good because I made them use cards with just a land drop. Play Muldrifter. Hopefully I draw Deep Analysis. I feel like I'm going to be saying that many, many times. I'm going to try to save the Familiar because they might want to fight over it, and then I could have a live draw. Now they're going to Teachings again. Okay, Unwind, that's bad. So they have another Pyroblast in hand, and they're going to Pyroblast this. I guess that's still a 2-for-1, but I need that. It kind of sucks because I still need to draw cards off the top. Counterspell. They still have Teachings in the yard. Problematic. So they could Teachings for Ephemerate and then really put me behind. Kind of feel like they're getting aggressive, so they're probably Teachings for a Red Blast. A wall would put me. Okay. So how many Red Blasts do they have left? 1, 2, 3. Probably a lot. So this is not a winning position because this will get countered and then these are lame, so I'm just going to any order. Yeah, let's just move on. Pretty buried there. Try again. This seems like a really good hand because we have ways around counterspells, we have our own counterspell, we have a bunch of card draw. Negate counterspell. Okay. So if they play a regular land here, no, they don't. It's Preordain. Don't want that, I think. Top. So I was thinking if they played like a Tron land, they would be looking at a turn 2 Prism like that, and I could have taken them off colored sources by holding up Negate. But as it is, we're just going to hold. Got a bunch of counter spells. This means they probably have Crop Rotation in hand, so we'll see what they do. If they play Bonner's Ornament, obviously we'll counter it. I don't think it costs me anything to counter that, so I'm going to. So they're cropping here to set up Tron for next turn, and then I just have a counter spell for their thing. Double crop. Yeah. Just counter. Counter, counter, counter. Now they have 2 prisms, so that's not... Counter plan doesn't look as good. Okay. Certainly not echoing truthing their prisms here. So I could bounce all the prisms, but that's just going to give them a bunch more card draw, so it's not worth it. I think the important thing is to evoke my own Muldrifter. And then next turn I can Deep Analysis and hopefully hold up a counterspell. They're looking for some action. Bonner's Ornament is super good for them. I have a lot of raw card draw too, though, so if they go to activate the Bonner's Ornament, I'm gonna Echoing Truth it. Maybe it's not worth right now, but we'll see. No, I need to hold up Counterspell. That'd be stupid. No, let's do it. Okay, we got a counter out of their hand, and they're having a straight up draw off the top. They have 3 cards in hand. I've got a familiar coming down. I feel like I could get there. They dead draw, so they redraw. The Thornwood falls, not the greatest for them. Sunscape Familiar comes out. Okay, awesome. Now I'm just gonna draw cards here. I have 2 counters in hand. Do I want to mire back a Mole Drifter? I don't think so. I just need more lands. So here I have Counterspell plus Negate. They drew a land again. Got nothing. I would like to do Drifter, Snap Drifter, but I need to hold up 2 counterspells, so it's not worth it. I don't have enough blue. So an important thing here is to get more blue. I could go tap, tap, tap. Oh no, yeah, I have this familiar in hand, so I can go tap, tap, Deep Analysis. Hmm. Okay, I'll take out an Ephemerate. It gives me some action. And if I draw a Mancer, I can get an Ephemerate counterlock. Draws a card. So they're going to play Wall. I'm going to counter it. Then they have to use a counter spell, and then they're going to get back. Okay, they didn't have a counter spell in hand. That's massive. Evoke this. Snap it. Get back some mana. Play blue. Arcanomancer. Get back counterspell. Then write this. Get back counterspell. And now I attack. So I know I can't use both counterspells this turn, but at least I have counterspell with negate backup. And then I'm just going to keep trying to dump more blue mana on the field so that I have as much counterspell as possible. I'm going to evoke this and snap it again, and that will let me have enough to just like play it out pretty cheaply. Okay, now I found a flicker. I think there's nothing that I want to do here other than attack. On their end step, I can potentially flicker the mire to draw another Muldrifter for beats. I don't need these preordains anymore. Negate that. Counterspell. I probably should have just flickered, but I wanted the Ephemerate to resolve. And I don't really want them to get this off, but I still need to hold up mana, so let's just see what they get, I guess. Pyroblast. They Pyroblast counterspell. Okay, so I just go like this. Get back Flicker. So there, I just am trying to get back all my Flickers into my hand. Potentially upkeep. Drifter, I don't have enough mana to fight over these things right now, so I'm gonna let them have it. Draws a card. They have a ridiculous amount of blue mana. Tron being at 5 cards in hand is really not what I want to see. He's gonna Pyroblast that. So I guess I'll counter it. Get back negate. Send. Trying to think what I want to get, because I want these back. Let's cast a Muldrifter. Double negate here. So negate, negate. I think... I'm just going to play out an island and see if I can draw something cool. That's not bad, it has a clock. So paying attention to how much blue they have. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 possible spells they can play. So they can play spell, I respond, spell, negate, and then they could have a potentially last 5th spell, but they don't seem like they do at this point. They play the Mnemonic Wall to get back probably one of these red spells. And that's fine with me because I'm going to try to hold up the ability to interact and then just manage them from there. Like, teachings for what? Okay. I mean, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because I have two ways to respond now, and I don't think they'll be able to do anything about this. They could try to get Bajuka Bog. They could like get crop rotation for Bajuka Bog, and I'll just negate. Yeah. Negate again. See, this allows me to win the counter war because even though they have more mana, I had more. I pinched them on the number of spells they could play. So I was just waiting for something that mattered to try to win the counter war, and we got there. So now we are 2-0. Let's roll. All right, see you in the next round.